Okay, welcome back to Partick Hill Station. Sorry about all that. Usual challenges and issues. Welcome back to Partick Hill Station, where we've got some LMS trains running here, along with some diesels. Just trying to mix it up. I ran into some issues earlier when I was broadcasting. I didn't have any comments, and that wasn't a good indicator. So I jumped into YouTube and found that Jason and Rob were watching. So that's all very confusing. Anyway, the only way to get it to work is to get out and start again, and that's what I've done. So I'm not sure if you saw my earlier videos where I did some work on the wheel gauge of those grain carriers, because anytime I've had them on track, they'd be wobbling around and derailing. And when I looked into it, yeah, the plastic wheels, but I found that they were adjustable, and so I went through that process, and now they're running perfectly. So I'm just going to change it up a little bit here. Just getting this 4F, doing some tankers there, get it into a siding. And then I'll put some of these switches, and then I'll get all the Princess out. Now, of course, you would recognise that as being the Triang Princess, and it's pulling my Spitfire, which is sitting inside a car carrier which has been modified in a rake of LMS coaches. Now, I've got this thing going on again. Often, that second last coach there causes a derailment. And unfortunately, the axles are of the type that you can't modify. And I think what's causing the problem is that the wheels are out of round. Yeah, so I guess I've lost Jason and Rob and all the confusion, but that's okay. We'll just continue running this for a few minutes, and then I'll close down because it didn't work out the way I hoped. So if you look here, oh, there's that second last coach acting up. Yeah. So that's that tinfoil that you can get from, you know, one of these baking sheets, whatever they put the roast in, and you can flatten it out. And then what you can do is for a roll, you can cut it into strips and roll it up like that. Now, I should probably use a smaller diameter pencil or something. And then you just start rolling it, and that sits perfectly. It's a little bit longer, but there you go. It just sits perfectly in there. That, you can make dozens of those and basically cost you nothing. So here's a little beauty for you. You may have seen this one before. That's the King George V Triang Princess. Oh, sorry, Coronation Class. I had to do a bit of work on the tender because the plastic boss inside had been snapped off. So I had to glue that back together using crazy glue and let it sit overnight, and then I was able to get the screw back in so that it held firmly. Now underneath the tender, the plastic tender, there's a metal frame that houses the wheel sets, and it was wobbling around as well, and I had to use some crazy glue on that to try and keep it in place, because I think that's what causes part of the wobble. And I'm missing the screws for the local body, but I'll find them somewhere. It could be in a box, there's many other things. Tony Northeastern, how are you, Tony? Yeah, Tony, I thought you might like that. It's simple. I'll just show you something else. That's a little bit out of scale, but that's what you can do with tinfoil. You can do amazing things. Yeah, just hang on here while I get this. Yeah, as I said, it's amazing what you can do with tinfoil. And of course, you also saw my corrugated iron. And Tony, I did send you some of these to give you the idea. Right? So, yeah, there's that. second last coach always seems to derail just when it comes through that point. Now, very well might be the point that's causing the problem. I am going through the process of changing the track a little bit. I removed a point just about here, which would have taken locos into, yeah, there's that. See, that keeps jumping for whatever reason. That second last coach there, I'm going to pull it in. Oop. Yeah, so I removed that, and what I'm going to do is put a third track down here, and that will then I'll get 3 trains running, and it's just another challenge. Now, what I've found on some of these locals, especially older ones, there is the front bogies seem to bob around excessively, and sometimes the rear bogie does the same. And I'm just wondering, given that there's often a hole in the bogie, which would appear to at some point receive a screw, if there was in fact a spring in there that would keep a bit of load down on top of the bogie. Now, this old VMU really needs a centre coach. I've got 2 sets of these, but I don't have a centre coach. I'll need to try and find one at the next meeting that I go to. It's nice to get it out now and again. and you might notice Rob Johnston's flower boxes. I need to get some more flowers in here, but there you go. There's Mum and Dad watching, and they're waiting for their next daily trip. So I was working on this Ringfield motor in my Class 29, as you can see there, hopefully. Yep. Anyway, the tiny little spring popped out, and I've no idea where it is. And that's a real pain. And you know, when I look in eBay, or you know, for Peter Spares, you know, it's got horrendous prices for postage of these parts. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I was making a list of items that I need. Among it would be ordering a couple extra springs for that Ringfield motor. So I've been reaching out, asking, you know, who is it out there that we could go to that can provide the parts and don't charge an arm and a leg and 3 coaches for the tiniest piece of post. Everybody over this side of the pond go through the same experience. I hope you're doing okay too, Tony. Yeah, Tony, I've been down on my hands and knees, looking on the floor, moving boxes, and it's a mess down there. But in addition, I've been lighting up the track, going around to see if it popped out, because you know, it might have just popped out when it was running. I'm not really sure. Yeah, checking the wheels, so we get a derailment here. Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen an earlier video, but horror of horrors. I just need to get this. So horror of horrors. I was working on one of the locals. And I think it was class 31. But it's in one of my other videos. And I couldn't get it to run, so I was kind of checking everything as we went along. And then I saw something when I looked underneath, and it was a track pin. So I pulled the track pin out, thought, oh, that's it. Put it back on the track, still wouldn't run. I had another look and I saw another track pin. So at that point, I took the body off, and there were 4 track pins in there. It was just unbelievable. And I'm always kind of careful. I'll go around with a little brush and pick up any debris that's lying around. What's running and what's not running. So I was saying earlier, it's kind of 31 degrees here. And of course it's been that way for the last few days. And I'm in the basement, of course, which is much cooler because we're 8 or 10 feet below grade. Which means it's always cold down here. But because of the air conditioning, the cold air sort of falls to the bottom. It's just a little bit chillier. So I might end up having to get a dehumidifier. Anyway, there's an Airfix 4F with a bunch of tanks there, and the other day I saw on the local market on Facebook that somebody was selling one of those along with 2 suburban maroon and cream coaches, and they wanted $80. Now, I thought $80 was a pretty good deal. The thing is, I've got 2 of them, and I just couldn't get myself round to going and buying a third. So I contacted the guy back and I said, look, sorry, I checked, I got you, but I'll pass it around some of my friends who are enthusiasts. Anyway, so I got a note this morning that he had reduced the price to $70. Now, $70 in. See you later, Tony. Thanks for dropping by. $70 is about £30 or something. And I'm sure you think that's a bargain. anyway, so that's been a good informative session, and I'm glad Tony has seen this and picked up on it. I guess everybody else is busy doing other things, and I might just jump off at this point and then go and check out the Europa Cup final, see how that's going. Anyway, thanks very much everybody for dropping by, really appreciate it, and we'll see you again next time. Bye from Partick Hill Station.